He calls demons by name and they flee from him. You know, could you see Jesus giving pagers to his rivals and blowing them up and killing a little girl doing so? So Jesus could keep controlling the money market? Threatening to blow up everybody with nuclear weapons if he can't control the money market? How about King David or Solomon doing that? Okay. Could you see Muhammad putting children in harm's way and getting them murdered, fighting over who controls the money? How Hamas of you? How Hezbollah of you? Muhammad of Mecca. Okay. Islam, Muhammad. Okay. Getting children murdered to control the money market. I had no idea he was a Meccan. Okay. Anybody else? It's the Mecca of basketball. And King David giving people pagers to blow up his political rivals so he could run the whorehouse. Wow. King David and Solomon doing that. Jesus sanctioning this. Jesus saying, hey, vote for me. You know, the alcalde and the commandante need your money. Pay your taxes. You don't need taxes if you share, care, give in accordance to need, and built to last. You don't need taxes. All you need is good people that know what needs to be done. That's it, period. Okay. You know, the things you call resources are right there. We're not going to destroy the environment to get the gold down the mountains because it's not water and or food. Okay. It's pretty tough, so you'll dig up the mountains and throw rocks in on top of people on the mountains. That was obvious. I'm pretty sure, okay, that, well, you never know. Some of the Indians might have been mining the gold. Yeah, Aztecas, Mayans, yeah. They made gold mask of their gods, which they thought was themselves, and put jewels in it, you know. Yeah. Just as wackadoodle as those fucking Europeans that came over and mass murdered them. Yep. As a matter of fact, the Aztecas used to mass murder their own neighbors, male offspring, to be in what they considered control of the violent sexual behaviors in Mesoamerica before Hernan Cortez showed up. Yeah. Do you remember the days of slavery? Do you remember what Marcus Garvey said? A people without a knowledge and a history. I like a tree without root. You're all a bunch of demons. You are demons. You use sexuality as a tool to reproduce, to murder. You don't see sexuality as a great gift to continue to love one another and praise the glory of God for life and love through our bodies. You all see sex as a tool to reproduce and then fight over what you want. You're a bunch of fucking tools. You're David Rockefeller's tool. You're Philip Rothschild's tool. You're your own genitalia's fucking tool. Right? You're not a man. You're not a woman. Right? Hell, most of you aren't even good enough to be a dog. Acting like dogs, Parsons. Does that make you a dog? No, Zeke's a better dog than the dog. No. The way Zeke was, he's a better human being than the people monitoring me through the surveillance equipment and torturing me with linguistics, saying it's okay. This is acceptable amounts of poison. You know, it's lead. This is acceptable amounts of lead. You want a cup full of lead? Water's the main thing I've drank most of my life because my mom, she did studies on health for her kids and stuff, want her kids to be real healthy, right? We had distilled water. We used to go get distilled water in Colville from that old southern couple, you know, the old couple from Mountain Couple. And my dad, he's complimenting my dad on how good my dad was at pouring the water and not spilling it. Said, you've done this before. My dad was kind of like, shh. Yeah, my dad comes from booze runners and moonshiners and stuff. Yep. Oh, Kentucky, keep on the moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Actually, my dad's folks is from Tennessee, not Kentucky. Uh, they from Tennessee. Yeah. Dad, Dad's most memorable days were in Millington, which is just outside of Memphis. My favorite parts of Tennessee are in the east. You know, me and Steffi went through. You know, she really liked Jackson, and she was just pretty. You know, it was real pretty. The Cherokee lands, really pretty. Oh yeah, lots of pine trees and creeks and just yeah, the Dolly Parton song, honeysuckle vines that cling to the fence down the lane in the summer. It makes the summer wind so sweet. Yeah, no, distant hilltop, an eagle spreads its wings and stuff. Yeah, that's Eastern Kentucky. Tennessee, Eastern Kentucky. I ain't never been to Kentucky. I ain't never been through Kentucky, y'all. I've been through Tennessee. Where Dad's from, it's kind of flat. You know, it's got the river, and then it's got lots of prairie grass, and stuff. But it's not as pretty as Eastern Tennessee. I liked Arkansas. Yeah, I thought it was pretty. I thought it was, I just didn't care for the whole thing with chiggers and stuff. I was like, ooh, I'd hate to get chiggers. That would suck. Ugh. Yeah, we didn't have chiggers in New Mexico and Arizona. I was growing up, no chiggers, mosquitoes, and we had mosquitoes down here bad. You lived up on the mesa with me and Amy. We didn't have mosquito problems at all, like in Arizona. It's too damn hot for the fucking mosquitoes. Yeah, too dry and too fucking hot. Yep. That was the only good thing about living in parts of Arizona where you were poor. There's just almost no mosquitoes. And when you lived up on the mesa, the goat heads were horrid, but the mosquitoes, you could go out at night and watch this fireworks. It was heavenly. Except you had real big tarantulas, and you also had to look for scorpions in your shoes all the time, stuff like that. So there's, pluses and minuses to nature, right? Like the little yellow bird up there in the tree. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. Man, you guys are just fucking mean. I never thought, I was sitting there last night. I looked at some stuff on the phone and did some stuff on the phone, and I was a single dad, so I never watched the movie U-Turn. I'm sure Amy did before we got married and stuff. I'm sure, most likely, yeah. I never did. I never saw it. I was a single dad, so I saw Mi Familia. I saw, I didn't watch Bullet Train. I didn't watch any of those. I watched movies that were kid movies. From the time I married Stephanie Elaine Gilliard till, I didn't start watching adult movies till I married Amy. That was in 1999. Okay. And we'd watch them without the kids, obviously, and stuff. But Amy they'd still watch adult movies. They watch Dumb and Dumber like 100,000 times. Okay. It's an adult movie. Yeah, it's an adult movie. And, Ace Ventura, yeah. It's also an adult movie. Einhorn Finkel, yeah, it's an adult movie. But it's like, is it an adult movie? I don't know. What's for adults and what's for kids, when we're blowing up where people's pagers are blowing up and killing 8-year-old girls because we've got to control the money market. Bunch of hoe cake factory, sorry ass motherfuckers. I just, this is the 21st century, okay? And for the longest time, you guys have been able to blame the corporations. Jesus, you guys blame Jesus and people like Jesus for the genocide of the corporations. Okay. And during my generation and stuff like that, Haile Selassie attempted to redeem Abraham and Melchizedek and John the Baptist and Jesus and stuff, but the Europeans wouldn't let him. Okay. And so the Europeans were seen as the devils of the world, right? I'm quite sure after watching Wakanda Forever last night that people can't blame the Europeans anymore for being the devils of the world that deny us the wisdom of Solomon and the faith of King David and the peace of Lord Jesus. I'm and the affirmation of Muhammad and the redemption that Haile Selassie gave us that was taken away by the demon white people of all their money and stuff. I'm pretty sure after watching Wakanda Forever last night, okay, and then watching clips from U-Turn, that we can't blame the old bad white guy anymore for your guys' behaviors. I'm absolutely certain and tante. You're funny. I know, man. I know. But we got this, The old demon white guy in New Mexico, the Samsung Galaxy 10. They bought, on closeout because they were getting the new models in at Wally World about 4 years ago, or was it 5 years ago? I bought it when I was working at Fiesta Foods, and they fired me in February 2019, was it? Right. And I bought it before then, so it's like January 2019 when I bought this fucker. Okay, so it's 5 years ago. God, time flies when you're having fun. That's what some people say. Well, if all I've been is fun, then baby, let me go. Don't want to be in your way. And don't want to be your second choice. Don't want to be just your friend. Keep telling me that you're not in love. Want to throw it all away. But I can't stay away. I can stay away from you assholes. It's not hard. I don't want to hang out with you. You suck, right? When I was in the bar in, Suzuki. No, don't even, their virtual presence and their thoughts, Yeah. And George Clooney's never sent me anything on Bill Clinton's stationery. Little bastard must think I'm not very fucking important to play practical jokes on, right? I don't give a fuck about his practical jokes. I whip his ass every day and tell his wife, when do you really want to make love to a man? You just rather be fucked by your shopping bitch? Okay. Wow, world peace through philanthropy. It's like fucking for virginity. Okay, just so y'all know. Okay. I think the script is great. I want to go pretend to be a hitman for, a cleanup hitman person for money. I don't know. It's stupid, right? There's a dead prostitute in the room in a pile of blood. It's not a prostitute. Oh, and he's not dead, according to the movie. None of you are dead, according to the movie. Every movie is dead. It's Ghost. Fucking for money. Fucking for virginity, right? Okay. Peace out, man.